All right, it's Thursday evening. What a day today. 2 hours of live streaming coverage. As soon as I walked in the door this afternoon, we had a busy afternoon in the Weather Center. Ramel and I did coverage from about 1:30 to 3:30, and then things started to calm down. But yeah, busy afternoon with a lot of wind damage across the valley, stretching from Portage County on south and east through Berlin Lake, Lake Milton, heading down into the Latonia and Salem areas. And there were some minor flooding issues in Columbiana County as well. And then we also had some wind damage up into Greenville. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. I want to review what the radar looked like this afternoon as we went through time. Here's the beginnings of our wind moving into the Lake Milton and then down to Berlin Lake areas right around 205, 206. And this continued to push through Mahoning County and then impacted Salem, Latonia, Columbiana. I was actually a little bit surprised we didn't see more damage reports coming out of Elk Run, Rogers area. The radar was estimating some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, right around 3 to 310 through there. But I haven't seen that many pictures and reports from that part of Columbiana County. And then things, again, did settle down. Now up in Greenville, you may have seen pictures and video on the news and on my social media from earlier of a gas station canopy tipping over in Greenville, narrowly missing a pickup truck. More than likely a downburst here. This was a collapsing thunderstorm that came out of Crawford County, and then as it moved through Greenville, the storm probably started to collapse, and a collapsing thunderstorm sometimes brings down a lot of wind out of the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and that's probably what we saw right around 4:02 over the Greenville area. Then that storm weakened over central parts of Mercer County. These storms were also hail producers, nothing all that big, but some small conversational hail at times with our waves of storms this afternoon. And of course, they were heavy rain producers. Now, over the last 24 hours, we've had a couple of rounds of wet weather. One was overnight, another this morning, and then, of course, this afternoon action. And hardest hit areas were in Columbiana County, especially the northern part of the county. Some radar estimates here of 1 inch to 2+ inches, and then some actual rain gauges kind of bear that out. 1.5 inches, Latonia, Columbiana, 2.25 over towards Alliance. For once, the 224 corridor was spared. Boardman only had 0.3, and most of that was overnight last night and this morning. 0.12 between Canfield and Boardman. Our downtown studios, we had a heavier downpour here this morning, leading to almost 3/4 of an inch up on the roof here at WFMJ. All right, let's take a quick detour away from our area and start talking about the tropics a bit. The system we talked about last night has indeed become Tropical Storm Barry, and the National Hurricane Center has hurricane warnings out for southern Louisiana. No longer forecast to become a hurricane, but because of the potential impacts from a high-end tropical storm, they left the hurricane warnings out. It's a tropical storm warning from New Orleans on northward. Whether it's a low-end hurricane or a strong tropical storm doesn't really matter as far as the impacts. The impacts are going to be huge, especially in the rain department. The Mississippi River has been in flood stage for seemingly forever at this point. I think I saw that before Katrina back in 2005, the Mississippi River flood stage was a few feet, and now, or I should say the Mississippi flood level, or the river level, it's been a long day, a few feet maybe above average. Now it's a dozen feet above average or something like that. I haven't looked real carefully at this, but it's way higher than it was before Katrina. And so, the stage is set for a big problem here with the rain. Barry right now, a minimal tropical storm. Here's the expected track making landfall Friday night into early Saturday, somewhere in central Louisiana. The western side is off the table now. It's not, there's no chance of this heading to Texas. So it's not going to stay over water long enough to become a hurricane, it looks like, but more than likely a stronger tropical storm making a landfall Friday night, Saturday morning. Some of these rainfall numbers, very impressive. Now, this is just one run of one model, but you get the idea here. Double-digit rain totals, when you start getting into these purples and pinks, yeah, that's going to be a possibility. Extreme southwestern Mississippi through central and southern Louisiana. New Orleans may be on the eastern side, but still several inches of rain after what they dealt with earlier this week. Could be a big problem from Barry. All right, our weather will improve in a hurry. It's already pretty nice outside. If you step outside this evening, it's less humid. It's very comfortable outside compared to the last few evenings, and this trend will continue tomorrow. What a delightful summer day we have coming up on Friday with a northerly breeze on the east side of high pressure. Dew points will be down, and just a fantastic summer evening coming up on Friday. More great weather coming our way Saturday. Late in the day into Saturday night, another weak cool front slides in, maybe a renegade shower Saturday night. Sunday looks dry, and another little push of nice, cooler, drier air. A nice treat for late July, mid-July, late July coming in on Sunday. So overall, a really nice weekend coming up. Certainly better than this past weekend. So plenty of sunshine Saturday, bright and sunny on Sunday. Saturday's the warmer, more humid half of the weekend, but still not that bad. Mid-80s. It's not like it's going to be in the 90s. So dew points will be in the comfy zone most of the next 4 days, especially considering it's the middle of summer. This would be a little bit muggy if it were May. But in the middle of summer, hey, we'll take 50s to around 60 anytime. And enjoy it while we have it, because the dew points are coming up. Middle of next week. We may get some residual moisture from Barry. Don't think it'll be much, but we may see some middle of next week. That will prevent the heat from getting too out of control. If it were not for that moisture, if we just had a ridge overhead and it was just sunny, we'd make a pretty good run, I think, in the mid-90s. As it stands now, with some clouds and maybe some showers and storms, later Tuesday into Wednesday, we should probably top out in the lower 90s. Just a reminder, I've mentioned this several times over the last couple of years, we haven't been above 92 since 2012 when we got to 98. But since 2012, 92 has been like a brick wall. We haven't been able to get to 93. And right now, the highest forecast temperature I have is Tuesday at 92 degrees. All right, I'll see you back here on Friday for Weather Geeks. Have a great Thursday night, everyone.